China is the home of one of the world's oldest civilizations, but it has only recently become a modern nation. In the last 20 years, China has changed faster than any other country in the world. You are watching Discover the World with Wick Dave, and in this video we will tell you about amazing things that you should know about China. The capital of China is Beijing and the largest city is Shanghai. China has a population of 1.357 billion people. 20% of all human beings alive today are Chinese. In simple words, 1 out of 5 people on Earth is Chinese. Experts predict that by 2030, China will have the largest population of Christians in the world. Chinese army has the biggest number of soldiers in the world, that is almost 20 million, at equal to the population of Paris. Toilet paper came from China, but it was not for everybody, only the emperor was allowed to use it. Apart from toilet papers, the Chinese invented paper, gunpowder, which is a well-known fact, the compass, and the art of printing. The Chinese invented the kite over 3,000 years ago, and they used it to frighten their enemies during the war. Chinese started using the decimal system in 14th century BC, 2,300 years before the Europeans. Do you know that tea was discovered by accident? A tea leaf accidentally fell into the emperor's pot and voila, the beautiful relationship between the Chinese and tea was born. By the way, the discovery of silk shares a similar story with tea. It is said that a silkworm cocoon fell into the emperor's wife's cup of hot tea and thus formed fine threads of silk. In the ancient days, the easiest and surest way to die in China is to smuggle the secret of making silk. If you were caught doing this, you would be put to death. By AD 1092, the Chinese already had a mechanical clock, which could tell time accurately. The Chinese might have also been the first to ride a horse. All Chinese share a birthday. According to them, on the new year, every Chinese turns 1 year older, thus their birthday celebration. This is why the Chinese New Year is the most important holiday in China. The Chinese New Year celebration lasts for 15 days and dogs get special treats on one day of the Chinese New Year celebration. There's a replica of the city of London in China. It is located in Shanghai and known by the name Thames Town. In ancient China, soldiers sometimes wore armor made from paper. The Forbidden City, a palace complex in Beijing, contains about 9,000 rooms. Put together, all of China's railways lines could loop around Earth twice. The mortar used to bind the Great Wall's stones was made with sticky rice. Hong Kong has more skyscrapers than any other city in the world. China is home to a cluster of ancient rock pillars called the Stone Forest. China's Lashan giant Buddha, a gigantic stone statue, has 5.5-meter-long eyebrows. China's giant pandas are good swimmers. Many Chinese emperors considered themselves to be descendants of dragons. Half of all pigs on Earth live in China. Pork is a large part of what the Chinese eat. In fact, the average person in China consumes about 86 pounds of pork annually. It took around 37 years to make the Terracotta Army, a set of around 8,000 clay soldiers built in Xi'an to guard an emperor's tomb. Chinese brides often wear red, a color considered to be luck. Subscribe and comment if you know any fact about China.